Okay, good afternoon to one and all. In the previous class, previous class we have studied about meaning of public sector, its objectives, advantages, as well as disadvantages of public sector. So, in this class, we will be studying what are the role of public sector. Means what is the what are the role of public sector is there in Indian economy. Means what are the role they have been play in our Indian economy. So we'll study one by one. So these are the various roles of public. So it is the various roles of public sector. Like we have rapid, hello. We have rapid industrial development, building socialistic pattern of society, provision of infrastructure, and we have resource mobilization, optimum allocation of resources, as well as creation of investable resources. So this we will be studying one by one. So the first one is rapid industrial development. So, as the developing countries require quick and rapid development of their industries, okay, usually underdeveloped countries we require some quick as well as rapid development of industries. Means to improve our industries, so that here the every state has to assume or to play a very dominant role. Dominant means important role they have to play in industrialization. Means to develop more and more new industries, or as well as expand our new industrial units or business sectors. Means we means who are the underdeveloped countries, means they should have some quick and rapid developments to develop their development of industries. For that, every state has to play an important character, important role, or we can say a most important play. They should develop in role of improving our, means creating our new industrialization. So here what happens in rapid development, some of the basic and heavy industries which are not generally taken undertaken by private enterprises. Means we have some number of heavy industries which generally private sector will not generally to take and to develop. Why? Means they have often very low rate of returns. Means this heavy industry should be started by public sector. See, heavy industries examples means the best example we will take about NTPC, National Thermal Power Corporations. For that we required huge, this is for them it is very heavy industries, we require huge fund. Hope you know we have seen NTPC in Kudgi power plant. For that daily we required coal we require. Without coal, that industry cannot run because it required heavy finance. For that purpose, they have made one more track, railway track they have made that directly connects to that industry. For that purpose, every day we required coal, we required steel, and a number of finances required for those industries. For to daily it required coals. For that purpose, the central government have made different track. Hope you've seen the other. Now we have two tracks in that NTPC power plant. One is connected directly to supply any coal, steels that is connected to that NTPC. That for that purpose, heavy industries we required huge hello, we required huge finance for that purpose. So these heavy industry sectors should be undertaken by public. Means usually private people will not take, because where there will be low rate of interest. So these heavy industries should be start by public sector. We have a number of heavy industries, like we have to manufacture Coal India Limited. To start any big petrol pump we require huge heavy investments. For that purpose, public sector have to take initiative to start that heavy industries. Okay, understood about. Next, the development of such basic and heavy industries generally process of industrialization means these heavy industries should process by public sector. This is about rapid industrial development. Okay, understood. Rapid industrial development means usually underdeveloped countries want to quick rapid development means to play dominant. For that purpose we have certain heavy industries that should be undertake or to start by public instead of taking private because they have a huge income to generate that business. Okay, this was about rapid industrial development. Okay, next we have building socialistic pattern of the society. Second role, that is about building socialistic pattern of the society. Here what it says, building of the socialistic pattern of the society requires expansion of the public sector. Expansion means to create or to expand of public sector from one state to another state or to another country to expand their business means building socialistic pattern in the society means where the society should require means where the industries means to expand their business from one state to another state or to develop or to expand their business in other state. So if you suppose if you expand our public sector units means if you set up our public sector units in another state means the most impact will that our economic development will be increased. Okay, our economic development will be increased means our income will be more, as well as the most impact it will give to that means employment opportunity will be automatically increase. Okay, automatically employment opportunity increase. Suppose if you expand our business in other state or in other countries, the most important factor it will affect that our economic country's economic development will be increased. Okay, as well as the more number of people get or acquire the job. That is called about building socialistic pattern of the society means to expand the various public sector units into other states. Suppose if you establish various units in other states means where our economic development will be increased as well as more number of people can get avail the public job. So this was about building socialistic pattern. So next, third point, optimization of resources. Optimum allocation of resources. Okay, optimum and rational allocation of resources is one of the objectives of our planned economics. This optimum means the scale resources should be put in best possible uses means we should not waste our unnecessary resources. How much resources we require, that much only we should import. Unnecessarily we should not waste our resources. The private sector is which is for profit motivative may what is mislocate the resources. Usually what happens, the private sector which have been established, they will give main focus on profit only. They will not see what will the loss will be happen. They will give main focus on profit motive. Same way the government will see what are the resources we are getting, we should use in best possible way of manner. Means it may try to produce essential luxury goods. Means whatever the private sector profit will get, they will utilize in their luxurious goods at the time the needs producing necessary. For that, optimum allocation of resources means how much resource we require, that much resource only we should utilize. Unnecessarily we should not waste our resources. It is lost to us only. Where the profits, private sector, what happens, they will give main focus on profit only. They will give main focus on earning profit. They will not see what are the other factors they are affecting. So for that public sector, you should utilize their optimum allocation of resources in best possible way of manner. Okay, so next role is creation of investable resources. See, private sector may not plug for profits investments. The private industries use a profit for consumptions. Okay, investable resources means what happens, but the public sector can use these resources profits for further investments. See, whenever you open a private sector, whatever the profit will get, okay, further will not will invest in other sectors. Instead of investing other sectors, they use for other consumptions. Same way, in government, whatever the profit we will get, we cannot get to consume that profit. For that purpose, we can invest whatever the profit the public sector is earning, we can invest in other sectors where the profit will more increase. For that purpose, we should collect our investable resources. Means whenever a private sector gets any profit, apart from some profit they will keep themselves, and some profit they can invest in heavy consumption, they will consume. Same way, when it comes to public sector, the profit should be shown to the government. It should show to the government. That profit we can utilize in other, means giving loans to others or providing loans to other countries. We can invest that profits in other states as well as. Okay, investable resources understood. Profit should use for in investing other purpose, means for long term purpose you can use our that profit, means we can provide loans or giving loans to other countries. Understood about creation of investable resources. Usually private industrialization waters, they use their profit for consumptions, whereas we cannot, where in government sector we can use that our profit and invest in further, we can invest. Okay, next is, okay, this was the role we have completed. So from this we have completed a public sector part, means we have studied about meaning, some examples I have told, and what are the advantages, disadvantages, and what are the role we have studied. And next we will move to the performance, what performance a public sector has been made in Indian economy. Means what performance have made public sector in our Indian economy. First performance they have made, growth of public sector. Means there have been tremendous growth and expansion over the decades. See, before Independence Day, we were does not having any public sector transportation. We were having only railways and some transport. That much only we were having. Okay, for example, earlier before independence, under British rules, we were having only public sector like railways. They have made only like transport. Apart from that, they have not growth of public sector. When we got our independence, tremendous, we have opened our public sector. We have a number of uh, insurance public we have opened, a number of banks we have opened, a number of telecommunications we have expanded, we have made growth. Means we have opened after independence, we have opened a number of public sector transports. Like in insurance company we have opened LIC, Life Insurance Corporation of India. In telecommunications we have BSNL, Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited, Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited. Means n number of growth we have made. Earlier there was only transport, sorry, like railway as well as road transport facilities. After independence, we have made n number of growth in public sector. We have opened n number of insurance companies, n number of telecommunication facilities we have made, as well as we have expanded over the decade. This was a performance. First performance. Second, range of public sector activities means range means how many, what kind of different activities they have opened. Means they have like public sector have made massive investment such as in thermal power. They have made investment, petrol pump. One more we have opened. We have made a number of investments means a number of investments like in thermal power. We have made investment like in petrol pump. So a number of range of means a number of other activities we have open in public sector, like we have opened thermal powers means that give electricity facilities and petrol pump, etc. This was the second performance. First was growth of public sector, second was range of public sector activities. Next, what again performance have been changed, like economic contributions towards economic. You have public sector has given a number of contributions. What they have helped in increasing our national income. Once we have expanded means we have made a growth of our government industries. From that, our national income has been improved, as well as our wealth has been improved, as well as our income has been incurred. Income has been developed because of public sector. Means it has given contribution to economic as well as like in economic growth, as well as national income, as well as the wealth of the country, as well as income of the country. It has given n number of contribution to the public sector. Next is foreign exchange earning. Means foreign exchange savings has been possible due to import substitution efforts made by public sector. See, foreign exchange from foreign exchange also we have earned a number of savings due to import substitution, means through which we have given most importance to export other than giving to imports. Means we have done n number of exports. See, India will export n number of in number one position we have steel manufacturing. Okay, we have exported that. See, India is famous for exporting a number of steel. In Bijapur we have famous for lemon. Hope you understood, Bijapur is famous for exporting lemons, as well as we have grapes, as well as we have manuke, what will tell. So Bijapur is famous for exporting. We have lemon, we have manuki. Same in overall, we have famous in rice as well as in steel industries. Okay, India stands in second position for exporting steel in India. So hope you know. Okay, India is a huge contribution in exporting steel. First stand China, second stand India. Okay, same way we have a number of goods we have given importance to export. Like we have earning from foreign exchange. If we export any goods to their countries, they will make payment into their country's currency. Suppose we have given exported any to USA, means dollar. $1 is equal to example 70, means the exchange will be increased. Savings means we have given any exported. Okay, we export n number of goods to other countries. We have in rice, we have in steel, we have in vegetables, we have. Okay, we export n number of goods where we have given less importance to import. That efforts made by public sector. Means what happens if you import unnecessarily, means that country will become under loss. Means suppose if you have purchased any goods, I have to Sachin. See, if you have, suppose if you import any goods, means what happens? We should make payment to them to their country's currency. For example, we have pounds, euro, real, dinar. We have n number of currencies. If you import from their countries, means whatever the reserves the country will having, and reserve means and different types of currencies India will reserve in that. Means in bank they will reserve. If you unnecessarily will complete all the reserves, means it will be harmful to that country. For that purpose, such foreign exchange earnings they have given most importance to export. So this was about the performance of public sector. What are the performance they have been made? Okay, first was growth. Earlier there was no such public sector in it. First, there was maximum only railways. Apart from that, after independence, we have given growth means importance to public sector means n number of industries we have developed. Next, range means n number of range we have investment in other countries. Apart from that, our economic we have given, public sector has given best performance to economic contributions, as well as we have earned many foreign exchange early. Okay, so this was about public sector units. Okay, next we will move to private sector units. In exam, he may ask write a note on public sector, or he may ask what are the objectives, what are the roles, what are the role a public sector has played, and what are the advantages for he may ask. Okay, he may ask for. Okay, so suppose write a note on public sector, he may ask, otherwise he will ask what are the objectives of public sector or private sector, what are the objectives, what are the role of private sector or public sector, he may ask. So next we will move to the what is private sector. We have completed public, now we will move to the private sector. Hope you know the meaning of private sector. See, a private sector means any industries or business which is owned as well as managed or run by, it may be individual, it may be partnership, it may be a group of individuals, or it may be companies. For them we call it as private sector. So here it says that a private sector is a part of country, of a part of country's economic system, that which is run, owned, managed by, it may be an individual person. Okay, individual person, it may be group, it may be partnership, it may be company, or it may be etc. For them we called as private sector. And one more most important, most of the private sector organizations are run with the intentions of profit making. Okay, they give more concentrations on prof making of profit earning. Okay, understood. The most private sector organizations are run with the intention of only making profit. So what are the capital they will get, they will be arranged by the owners, as well as it is managed without any government participation. Of course there is a government participation, means the government will not involve. Before that, earlier there was no certain rules and regulations for the private sector. After that, there are some rules that compulsory minimum they should follow, means private sector they should follow. Means if you want to start any base industrial units, means first we should take a permission from government itself, then only we can establish or run our private sector. Without permission we cannot take. Earlier it was not that much importance. Nowadays government have been interference, means whenever you want to start any business, see, if you want to start any kirana shop, there is a license should be given. License is given. Okay, any small kirana shop or wholesale business, uh, uh, permission is necessary. Same way, a big industry, if you want to open a private, means there should be a certain government restrictions. If the examples of private sector, like we have Tata Consultancy Services, it is also comes under private sector. We have Infosys, like we have ICICI Bank, Industrial Credit Investment Corporation of India. Okay, ICICI Bank long form is Industrial Credit Investment Corporation of India Bank Limited. And a number of, we have like Infosys, we have like we have Reliance Industries. So this comes under private sector. Hope you understood the meaning of private sector. Okay, private sector means it is a part of an economic system of a business or industrial units which is owned as well as managed by individual persons, partnership, group of individuals, companies. For those we call as private sector. Okay, and one more, the most of the private sector organizations run with the motive of making profit. They give most importance on profit making. Examples I have told, Tata Consultancy Services, TCS, in short form we call as TCS, ICICI Bank. We have a number of examples like, wait a minute. See, so these are the examples of private sector. Like we have Tata Engineering and Locomotive, and we have L&T company, we have Tata Iron and Steel, Tata Steel, we have Tata Power, Reliance Industries, Reliance Petrol Pump, Birla Cement, and one more we have IBM, Infosys, and certain. These are comes under examples of the private sector. Okay. Next, we will move to the what are the advantages of private sector. What are the advantages and disadvantages of private sector? The most advantages for the uh, private sector is employment generations. Nowadays we have n number of private sector through which we can get easily employment opportunities. Means this private sector will generate employment opportunities. They provide jobs to a number of the peoples. What happens in um, what happens in public sector? In this will get n in private sector, in this will get n number of employment opportunities. Means where the employees means where the people can get easily jobs. Next, it will be helpful for development purpose. Okay, the most important advantage of private sector is helpful for development purpose. In this, where the decision making will be fast. Okay, where the decision making will be fast, as well as we can get highly skilled laborers as well as management. Okay, in private sector where we can get highly skilled laborers, employees as well as management. One more advantage is in private sector where there will be less interference in internal affairs by politicians or government. Okay, where there will be less interference, okay, of which of politicians or government. So these are the advantages. First is employment opportunities or employment generations, where easily we can get avail the jobs for a number of people. It will help for development purpose also, and where the decision making will be fast, and where the interference of internal affairs by there will no internal affairs of politicians or as well as government. And one more in private sector where you can get highly skilled labors or as well as management. Next, coming back to the what are the disadvantages we will be getting. The most disadvantages will get smaller resources where the resources will not get according to us. What kind of resources we want to start any business. Some resources are needed which we cannot get easily available of that resources for private sector. If you want to get the resources, we should make huge amount of money for them. Next, there will be less emphasis on social welfare, as well as sometimes there will be conflicts among the owners. Conflicts means misunderstanding between the owners as well as the employees. Possibilities means 50% of possibilities of conflicts will be there. Conflicts means any we can get misunderstanding or some misunderstanding. We can understand misunderstanding will be there between the owners, and there will be lack of public confidence, where we cannot get lack of confidence. So these are the disadvantages. Means where we cannot where we get smaller resources, means that much resources we cannot get easily. For that purpose we should import. For importing we require huge amount of finance, and we will be there will be less emphasis on social welfare. Next, sometimes there will be a problems, possibilities of conflicts means misunderstanding. It is some way to we can tell misunderstanding among the owners as well as the people, and there will be less confidence. So this was about the disadvantages of private sector. Okay, next in next class I will tell you what is the role and what are the performance. Okay, so quick, we will recall what we have studied in today's class. Okay, so today we have studied the role. Sorry, wait. So we have studied the role. Means what are the we have studied about the role. In that we have studied role of public sector, that is rapid industrial development. We have studied about building socialistic pattern provision.
Sir,
uh,
sir ನಾವು ಫೋಟೋ ಹೊಡ್ಕೊತೀವಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ರಿ.
ಹೇಳಿ.
ಫೋಟೋ ಹೊಡ್ಕೊತೀವ್ರಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸೈಡ್ ಹಾಕ್ರಿ ಸರ್.
ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಬರೋಬ್ಬರ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. Okay, we have studied the role. We have studied about the roles and as well as the performance of means what the role they have played in the Indian economy of public sector, as well as we have studied performance of public sector, as well as we have studied the meaning of private sector, its meaning, examples, as well as the advantages, as well as the disadvantages of private sector. Okay, hope and understood the meaning of public and private. Public means which is owned as well as managed by state government or central government. State government example we can tell, we have electricity supply, like we have HESCOM. Okay, Vijapur will get from Hubli's HESCOM Hubli. That comes under state. If the like we have transportation, KSRTC, it's come which is managed by state government. Okay, examples of state, what are the public sector we have, electricity supply we get from HESCOM, and we have KRTCT means the public transportation, it comes from KRTCT. And we have certain examples of central government, like we have certain uh, will get like bank facility will get, which is organized by a central government. Private sector means the business which is owned as well as managed by individuals or partnership or groups. So the remaining we will study in the next class.